Chosen ones, if you are here watching this video right now, hear me clearly. This is not a coincidence. This is a divine appointment orchestrated by God Himself. He has led you here to this exact moment because you are about to receive a revelation so powerful it will ignite your spirit and set your entire life on a new, higher trajectory. You, yes, exactly you, have been entrusted with the hardest test of all, a test so deep, so unrelenting, that it would have shattered anyone else. But you didn't just survive it, you transcended it. You walked through the fire and came out not just unburned, but refined, glowing with a light that darkness cannot comprehend. This is your divine confirmation that you are chosen. You didn't fold under pressure. You didn't let bitterness consume you. You didn't allow despair to define you. Instead, you stood firm with unshakable faith, unstoppable courage, and a heart that refused to stop loving. This is your moment, chosen one, the moment where you step fully into the glory and abundance that God has been preparing for you all along. A life overflowing with transformation, favor, and blessings that will not only astonish the world, but glorify the very name of God. Get ready, because what I'm about to reveal will shift the entire atmosphere around you and awaken something eternal within you. Before we dive into this life-altering word, I want to pause and thank every single one of you who has supported this mission through Super Thanks. Your generosity is not just appreciated, it is felt deeply. It empowers us to continue spreading these divine messages far and wide. And whether you choose to give or not, know this: I am profoundly grateful for your presence, your prayers, and your spirit. You are part of this chosen family, and your support in every form is a precious gift. Now, I need you to do 3 powerful things to seal this moment. Pause this video and hit that like button to amplify this divine frequency. Subscribe so you can continue growing alongside thousands of other chosen ones who are awakening to their divine purpose, and drop a comment with the sacred number 777. Why 777? Because it is a prophetic declaration to the universe and to God that you are ready to receive, ready to ascend, ready to embody every blessing and breakthrough He has promised you. If you truly know you're a chosen one, I want you to stay with me until the end, because deep in your soul, you can already feel that this message is not just for anyone, it is specifically for you. This is your moment of confirmation, your divine invitation to step into everything God has set aside with your name on it. Let's begin. God's chosen ones. God gave you the hardest test of all, and you passed it the right way. Chosen one, do you truly grasp the depth of what you have overcome? Can you feel the magnitude of the battle you survived, the silent victories you achieved when no one was watching? God did not choose you for an ordinary test, nor did He assign you a struggle that could be endured by just anyone. He specifically reserved the most difficult, soul-shaking, spirit-testing challenge for you. Why? Because He looked at you and saw something the world could never comprehend. He saw a fearless warrior, a radiant vessel of His light, a spirit so deeply rooted in divine strength that even the fiercest storms could never snuff out your flame. Have you ever wondered why your test felt impossibly hard? It wasn't designed to break you, it was designed to reveal you, to strip away what was temporary and expose the eternal diamond hidden within. God was proving to heaven, to earth, and to every unseen force that you are not just strong, you are unstoppable. Consider this. How many times did you find yourself standing on the edge, feeling like the whole world was crashing in on you? How many nights did you lie awake, tears soaking your pillow, asking God why the burden felt so unbearable? And yet, every single time, you rose again. Where did that strength come from? Was it merely your own? Or was it the divine breath of God sustaining you when you thought you had nothing left? Remember Isaiah 43, "When you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you." God was with you, chosen one, in every wave, in every flood, in every moment you thought you would drown. You didn't just survive, you were transformed. This wasn't just about making it through to the other side. It was about how you journeyed through the valley. Have you noticed that some people allow hardship to embitter them, to close their hearts, to turn them cold and unrecognizable? But you, chosen one, you did not let bitterness claim you. You carried your cross with grace, holding on to your faith even when it felt like you were grasping at smoke. You loved when it hurt, forgave when it seemed impossible, and kept your heart open when it would have been easier to shut down. The Bible declares in Romans 5:3-4, "We also glory in our sufferings because we know that suffering produces perseverance, perseverance, character, and character, hope." Do you see it now? Your suffering wasn't empty. It was building a foundation for an unshakable hope. Think about Job, a man stripped of everything, his wealth, his children, even his health. What would you have done in his place? Would you have cursed God and turned away? Job didn't. Instead, he stood in his integrity, and in the end, God restored him with even more than he lost. Or consider Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in a prison cell, cut off from his family, his people, his life. Who would have blamed him if he emerged full of bitterness and rage? Yet he came out with a heart set on reconciliation and forgiveness, leading an entire nation toward healing. Do you see the pattern? The greatest souls are given the heaviest crosses, because they are the only ones who can turn pain into purpose. Then there's Malala Yousafzai, who was shot simply for wanting an education, and instead of retreating, she rose to become a global voice for girls everywhere. And think of Viktor Frankl, who survived the horrors of a concentration camp and emerged to teach the world about finding meaning even in the most unimaginable suffering. Can you sense how your story aligns with theirs? Have you realized that your scars are sacred symbols of victory, not shame? God knew before you were even born that you would not just endure this test, but pass it in a way that would bring him glory and inspire countless others. You did not allow the pain to redefine you. You allowed it to refine you. You became light in the thickest darkness, a melody in the midst of chaos, a living testimony that God is still in the business of turning graves into gardens. In 1 Peter 1:7 it is written, "These have come so that the proven genuineness of your faith of greater worth than gold may result in praise, glory, and honor when Jesus Christ is revealed." Your faith has been proven genuine, chosen one. You didn't just pass, you excelled in the very arena where others fell. Have you ever asked yourself why God trusted you with such a colossal burden? Could it be because he wanted the world to see his power working through a vessel like you? Could it be that your pain was the platform he needed to showcase his miraculous restoration? The world needs living proof that God is real, that he is love, and that he redeems, and you are that proof. You are a walking miracle, a divine letter written for all to read. Now, can you feel heaven watching, applauding you for your courage? Can you hear God whispering, "Well done, my faithful warrior"? You were given the hardest test of all, and you passed it the right way, with integrity, grace, and a love that refused to die. And because of that, the blessings ahead will not just be for you, but will flow through you to generations yet unborn. As it says in James 1:12, "Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him." You, chosen one, have earned your crown. Wear it boldly. Your journey has just begun, and the world hasn't even seen the full magnitude of your testimony yet. Now let's really reflect on what this means for your future, chosen one. Do you realize the magnitude of what God is about to do because you passed this test? Because you chose obedience over comfort, faith over fear, and love over bitterness. God is preparing to swing open doors that no human hand can ever shut. Revelation 3:8 declares so powerfully, "I have placed before you an open door that no one can shut." Can you imagine walking through doors that lead to opportunities so divine, so perfectly aligned with your destiny, that even your enemies must stand back and watch? You're not merely stepping into another chapter of your life. You are stepping into a whole new realm of existence, one where divine favor overflows, and where what once seemed impossible becomes your new normal. Have you thought deeply about the battles you fought? The sleepless nights, the silent cries, the moments when you questioned if you could go on? Those weren't wasted moments, they were sacred training grounds. Every tear you shed was not in vain. It watered the seeds of your destiny, seeds that are now about to burst forth in abundance. Can you see it? Every betrayal, every closed door, every loss, they were all divine setups for your supernatural elevation. As Psalm 35 reminds us, "Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning." Your morning is here, chosen one. It's breaking forth like a sunrise over a dark valley. But let's be clear, passing this ultimate test doesn't mean the journey is over. No, it means you're ready to ascend to an even higher dimension of purpose and influence. Are you ready to walk boldly into what God has been preparing for you all along? Are you willing to fully embrace this divine transformation, even if it requires letting go of who you used to be? This transformation is not just spiritual, it's holistic. It will manifest in your body, your emotions, your finances, your relationships. You are about to be renewed in ways that defy human understanding. People will look at you and ask, what changed? How do you carry such an unshakable peace? How does your face glow with such radiant light? And you'll know, chosen one, it's because God's hand is resting powerfully on you and His light is shining through every fiber of your being. Do you remember Oprah Winfrey? She was told she didn't belong on television, that she wasn't fit for broadcast. Yet after enduring public rejection and personal battles, she rose to become a global voice for empowerment and healing. Her life is proof that what man rejects, God can elevate beyond imagination. Or think of Tyler Perry, who spent years homeless and rejected before his plays and films touched millions. What about J.K. Rowling, who faced countless rejections before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon? Each of them carried a seed, a vision that was fiercely attacked, yet they persevered and walked through doors no one could close. Their stories echo your own journey, chosen one. Can you feel it? That magnetic pull you have on people, the way your presence shifts the entire atmosphere of a room? Have you ever wondered why some people can't stop watching you? Why even those who don't understand you can't deny your influence? That's not a coincidence, that's the mark of a chosen one. Your test wasn't just a personal challenge, it was your spiritual commissioning. You now carry an authority that can't be explained by logic alone. People feel it before they even hear your words. You radiate an energy, a divine vibration that commands respect, even from those who wish to see you fall. This is why the enemy fought you with such relentless fury. Why do you think he threw every possible weapon at you? Why did the storms rage so violently against your peace? Because he absolutely knew, that if you ever made it past this test, you would become an unstoppable force of light. Just like David facing Goliath, the world saw a shepherd boy, but God saw a king. Just like Harriet Tubman, who risked everything to free hundreds of slaves, people saw an outcast, but God saw a deliverer. Do you understand now that you are not just stepping into favor, but into divine legacy? Isaiah 54:17 says, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper." This promise has carried you through, and now it will propel you forward. The world is about to witness what happens when someone refuses to give up, refuses to become bitter, and chooses to embody divine love and power instead. Can you sense the spiritual shift? Are you ready to wear the mantle that God has tailor-made for you? You have emerged from the fire, not burned but brighter. You carry a heavenly fragrance that cannot be imitated, a glory that cannot be stolen. The impossible is about to bow at your feet. So walk forward, chosen one, with your head held high. The open doors are waiting, and no force on earth or in hell can close them now. The next chapter is yours to write, and it will be more magnificent than anything you have ever dared to imagine. Now let's go even deeper. Chosen one, do you understand that the test you passed wasn't just about enduring hardship or making it to the other side alive? It was about mastering your inner world, conquering your own spirit, and building a foundation so strong that nothing external could shake it. Every single time you chose forgiveness, when revenge would have felt sweeter, every time you chose to hold on to faith when fear screamed louder than your own heartbeat, every time you stood back up when every voice inside you said just give up, you were forging a divine resilience. Can you see how extraordinary that is? This is what separates you from the crowd. The world expects you to snap, to retaliate, to match its chaos with more chaos. But you, chosen one, you shocked the world by responding with grace, with compassion, with that mysterious peace that surpasses all understanding. That's not weakness, that's the ultimate strength, that's the unmistakable mark of a true chosen one. Let's pause and look at the enemy's plan. Did you know he believed he could ruin you through this test? He thought he could slip his lies into your mind, poison your spirit with doubt, and convince you that you were unworthy of God's love and promises. Have you ever wondered why the enemy was so relentless, why he attacked you so viciously? Because he saw your potential before you did. But like Jesus in the wilderness, you responded with unwavering faith. Remember Matthew 4:10, "Away from me, Satan, for it is written, worship the Lord your God and serve him only." You didn't bow to the illusions. You stood your ground, declared your loyalty to God, and because of that, the enemy now trembles at the thought of you rising into your full destiny. This is why your victory is so powerful and so feared. You didn't just overcome circumstances, you overcame the master of deception himself. As Isaiah 54 defends bisof taken fifth Psalms, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Every scheme backfired. Every attempt to break you only made you stronger. Now every scar you carry is not a sign of defeat, but a badge of honor, a story of triumph that declares God's glory. Have you taken a moment to realize the weight of this? You, chosen one, are a living miracle. Your entire life now stands as a bold testament to God's unwavering faithfulness. People will see you and be stunned by the impossible made visible. They will look at you and see someone who was battered by storms, but instead of sinking, you learn to walk on the waves. Your transformation isn't just for your own benefit, it's a divine assignment to awaken faith in the hearts of those who have lost hope. Your story is going to spark life into dead dreams, ignite courage in broken spirits, and become a lighthouse for souls wandering in darkness. Have you realized how many lives are waiting for your story to give them permission to rise again? And now, let's talk about what lies ahead, the blessings that God has meticulously prepared for you. Because you passed this monumental test, God is ready to release an overflow into your life, unlike anything you've ever experienced. And no, this isn't just about financial abundance, though that's coming too. It's about an overflow of peace so profound it silences every storm. It's about joy that bubbles up and spills into every area of your life. It's about divine purpose so clear that every step you take feels like heaven is guiding you. God is orchestrating divine alignments, relationships that will strengthen your mission, opportunities that align perfectly with your calling, doors that swing open effortlessly because they were always meant for you. Can you see it? Can you feel it coming? Imagine waking up each morning with unshakable certainty that you are exactly where God wants you to be. Imagine your health thriving, your mind clear, your spirit vibrant, your relationships flourishing in supernatural harmony. Imagine the things you once fought so hard for, now flowing into your life with divine ease. This is the season you are entering, chosen one. As Psalm 23:5 says, "You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies." The very people who counted you out, who underestimated you, will now have to watch as God elevates and blesses you in ways that leave them speechless. Isn't that incredible? But there's a key you must hold close. You have to fully embrace this new season. You can't cling to the old version of yourself, the one weighed down by shame, by fear, by self-doubt. You've passed the test. That version of you is gone. You are a new creation, reborn in strength and crowned with divine purpose. As 2 Corinthians 5:17 reminds us, "Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come, the old has gone, the new is here." Will you step boldly into this new identity? Will you wear your new spiritual garments with confidence, knowing that every promise God has spoken over you is alive and moving? Think about Joseph in the Bible. Betrayed by his own brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused, thrown into prison, every piece of his story screamed unfair. How many of us would have given up if we were in his shoes? But Joseph held on to his faith, and God elevated him to become the second most powerful man in Egypt. His pain became the very platform God used to save nations. What if he had given up in the dungeon? What if he had let bitterness consume him? Instead, his test became his testimony. His suffering became his story of glory. In the same way, chosen one, your story is being written into something far bigger than you could ever imagine. Look also at Bethany Hamilton, the surfer who lost her arm in a shark attack. Many thought her career was over, but she returned to the waves stronger than ever, inspiring millions. Or Nick Vujicic, born without arms and legs, who now travels the world sharing a message of hope and limitless possibilities. And Corrie ten Boom, who forgave her Nazi captors and preached forgiveness globally. These lives echo your own divine journey. Your test isn't meant to finish you, it's meant to launch you into greatness. Now let's truly explore the transformation that is unfolding in your life, chosen one. Can you feel it deep within your spirit? Because you passed this excruciatingly difficult test, God is renewing you from the inside out in ways that you could never have imagined. This isn't just a subtle shift. This is a divine metamorphosis. You're going to start noticing changes not only in how you think and feel, but even in how you look. Your skin will radiate, your energy will surge, your eyes will shine with a new light. People around you will stop and say, "You look so different, younger, healthier, more alive." Do you know why? It's not just physical, it's the glow of God's Spirit radiating powerfully through you. Remember how Moses came down from Mount Sinai with a face so radiant after encountering God that he had to veil it? Exodus 34:29-30. That same divine glow is now upon you. Your transformation is a loud, undeniable sign to the world that God's hand is actively at work in your life. But here's something even deeper. This renewal isn't just for you. Have you ever considered that your victory is a key for someone else's freedom? Your light is not meant to be hidden. It's a beacon that guides others out of their own dark tunnels. You are more than a chosen one. You are a living catalyst for change. God is using your journey to shift entire atmospheres, to shatter generational curses, and to plant seeds of hope in barren hearts. Every step you take creates ripples that reach lives you might never personally encounter. Isn't it humbling to know that your obedience could be the very thing that saves a life you will never even meet? Yet, chosen one, you must remain vigilant. Do you think the enemy is just going to sit back and watch you glow in your divine calling? Absolutely not. He has seen your victory and is now more desperate than ever to lure you back into the shadows. He will try to plant seeds of doubt, whispering lies that you're unworthy, or tempting you to settle for something less than what God promised. But remember, you have already demonstrated that you are stronger than any scheme he can devise. Ephesians 6:11 instructs us clearly, "Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes." You're already armored up, chosen one. Keep your eyes fixed firmly on God, and no force can pull you down. Can you feel that unwavering strength in your spirit now? Let's discuss the new confidence rising inside you. Do you notice how you walk differently now? There is a boldness in your stride, an unshakable certainty in your gaze. You know exactly who you are, and more importantly, whose you are. This isn't arrogance, this is sacred assurance. You're not afraid of tomorrow because you've already seen God turn your deepest valleys into mountaintop experiences. Have you ever wondered why so many people sense your presence before you even speak? It's because you carry the vibration of victory, the aroma of divine favor. Chosen one, have you ever asked yourself why your life has always seemed set apart? Why you often felt like an outsider even in familiar circles? It's because you were never designed to blend in. You were created to stand out, to be the city on a hill that cannot be hidden. Matthew 5:13-14. Your tests were never meant to destroy you. They were carefully crafted to prepare you for a purpose beyond your wildest dreams. Every heartbreak, every rejection, every moment of loneliness was a sacred chisel, shaping you into a vessel of unmatched beauty and strength. You're not just surviving, you're thriving in a way that will shock the world. Let's talk about the abundance that is already on its way to you. Because you endured and emerged victorious, God is releasing a financial breakthrough so massive that it will silence every critic and astound even your supporters. The struggles and tight seasons you faced, they are about to be replaced with overwhelming provision. The doors that slammed in your face, they are about to burst open in ways that you could never orchestrate on your own. God is declaring over you right now, "Well done, my faithful servant. Now receive your reward." Have you ever paused to consider how this reward will look? It's not just about money, though that is surely coming. It's about resources, divine connections, and new opportunities designed to launch you further into your purpose than you ever imagined possible. But there's something crucial to remember. This abundance isn't just for your comfort. Have you wondered why God would entrust you with such extraordinary favor? It's because He knows you will use it to bless others, to build His kingdom on earth, to become a living demonstration of His love and provision. Your wealth is not merely for you, it is a sacred tool. As Luke 12:48 reminds us, from everyone who has been given much, much will be demanded. Embrace this responsibility with open arms and joyful expectation. Every act of generosity you sow multiplies your blessing and expands your territory. Look at celebrities like Keanu Reeves, who has quietly given away millions to support crew members and charities, or Dolly Parton, who used her wealth to fund literacy programs and vaccine research. Think of basketball legend Dikembe Mutombo, who built hospitals in his homeland, or businessman Truett Cathy, founder of Chick-fil-A, who invested in youth and foster care programs. These individuals understood that true abundance is meant to overflow, to lift others up and leave a lasting legacy. Your story is about to join this lineage of divine generosity. Now let's talk deeply about the legacy you're building, chosen one. Have you paused to truly reflect on the magnitude of what your victory means, not just for you, but for every life that will come after yours? Your triumph in this test isn't merely a personal milestone to celebrate for a moment and then forget. It is a divine seed planted in the soil of eternity, destined to bear fruit for generations to come. The blessings that God is preparing to pour into your life are not meant to stop with you. They are meant to overflow into your family, your community, and ultimately to ripple out across the world. Can you imagine the countless souls that will be touched and transformed because you had the courage to endure, to believe, to obey? Think of Abraham in the Bible. God tested him in the most unthinkable way, asking him to offer his beloved son Isaac as a sacrifice. Imagine the agony, the confusion, the depth of trust required in that moment. And yet Abraham's unwavering faith turned a moment of potential loss into a monumental covenant. Because he passed his test, God made him the father of many nations, promising blessings that would reach far beyond his own lifetime. Genesis 22:17-18. Your test may not look exactly like Abraham's, but do you realize your victory is just as significant in God's grand design? You are part of a divine tapestry so vast and beautiful that only heaven can fully see its pattern. Your obedience is creating a ripple effect that will echo into eternity. Chosen one, can you feel the shift happening inside your spirit right now? That burning fire deep within you that refuses to go out. Do you sense it growing stronger? This is not ordinary excitement. This is the roar of your divine calling awakening inside you. You are not just someone who survived life's storms. You are a conqueror, a pioneer blazing trails for others to follow. You are not simply a believer going through the motions. You are a warrior in the army of God, clothed in spiritual armor and chosen for a divine mission. You are not merely existing. You are living proof that God handpicks certain souls to do extraordinary things. Have you ever wondered why you've always felt set apart? Why you could never quite blend into the background, no matter how much you tried? It's because God never intended for you to be hidden. You were always meant to be a bright light on a hill, a living testament to his faithfulness and power. Romans 8:37 declares, "In all these things we are more than conquerors through him who loved us." This is your true identity. Can you see it now? And remember this, the test you passed was never meant to be the finale of your story. It was the prologue to a brand new book, a book overflowing with miracles, breakthroughs, and divine encounters that will leave even you in holy awe. You are about to witness doors open that no human hand could force, opportunities appear that defy logic, and blessings pour in at a rate so fast it will feel supernatural. Are you ready for that level of divine acceleration? Let's look at real-life examples that echo your journey. Consider Martin Luther King Jr., who faced relentless persecution and threats on his life, yet pressed on because he knew his victory was not for him alone but for future generations. Or Malala Yousafzai, who was shot for standing up for girls' education and is now a global symbol of courage and hope. Think about Mother Teresa, who left everything to serve the poorest of the poor, leaving a legacy of compassion that continues to inspire millions. And finally, think of Steve Jobs, who after facing devastating failures, returned to build one of the most influential companies in history, leaving an innovation legacy that shapes the world even today. Each of these individuals faced unimaginable tests and emerged not just as survivors, but as icons of transformation. Chosen one, can you comprehend that your story is being woven into this same lineage of spiritual greatness? Your perseverance, your faith, your unyielding spirit, these are the materials God is using to build a legacy that will outlive your earthly years. As Psalm 112:2 promises, their children will be mighty in the land, the generation of the upright will be blessed. You are setting up generational blessings that your descendants will walk in, even long after you have stepped into glory. Now let's dive deeply into the power of your presence, chosen one. Have you fully grasped what it means to carry the divine authority you now possess? Because you endured and passed this test, You have been entrusted with an anointing that is so potent, it shifts atmospheres wherever you go. When you enter a room, energy shifts, tension eases, hope rises, and spiritual doors begin to open. When you speak, people don't just hear your words, they feel them resonating in their spirit. When you pray, it isn't just an utterance into the air. Heaven responds, angels move, and mountains shift. This is the mark of a chosen one, and the more you walk in it, the stronger it becomes. Have you noticed how people naturally gravitate toward you? How they pour out their hearts, seek your wisdom, and lean on your comfort? Why do you think that is? It's because they sense something beyond the natural in you. They see the evidence of someone who has walked through the fire and emerged not only unburned but transformed. They recognize the light within you, a light so rare and authentic that it draws them in like moths to a flame. Your life has become more than your own journey. It is now a living sermon, a moving display of God's power in action. You are a vessel through which God's love, strength, and hope flow continuously to a thirsty world. Let's talk about the unexpected blessings that are on their way to you. God delights in surprising His chosen ones. He loves to show up when you least expect it, to remind you that He is always thinking of you. Can you imagine what it would feel like to receive a job offer that completely exceeds your dreams, or a sudden financial breakthrough that wipes away years of struggle, or a relationship restored so beautifully it feels miraculous, or perhaps a crystal clear revelation of your purpose that electrifies your entire spirit? These blessings are not distant hopes, they are imminent realities, designed perfectly and arriving at the perfect divine moment. As you keep your heart open and your faith unshaken, these blessings will manifest in your life effortlessly. But here's something crucial to remember. Doubt can block your blessings and fear can close doors that God has opened just for you. That's why it is absolutely essential to keep your faith strong, your spirit expectant, and your eyes unwaveringly fixed on God. Hebrews 11:6 reminds us, "Without faith it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to Him must believe that He exists, and that He rewards those who earnestly seek Him." You've sought Him through the storms, and now He is preparing to reward you beyond anything you can imagine. Can you feel that calmness in your spirit now? That profound knowing that somehow, no matter what, everything is going to be okay. That's not just optimism, that's the peace of God that transcends human understanding. Philippians 4:7 promises, "And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." You've weathered storms that would have sunk others. You've stood tall in shadows that would have swallowed others whole. And now you are standing in the warmth of God's sunlight, basking in His favor and love. But this peace isn't a treasure to be hoarded. It's a gift meant to be shared. Your journey has taught you how to remain calm in chaos, how to find hope when all seems lost, and how to trust when everything screams impossible. Now God is calling you to take that wisdom and pour it into others. Your words, your compassion, your very presence will become safe harbors for those still fighting their own storms. You are living proof that it's possible to overcome, and others will find their strength by watching you stand firm. Let me ask you a question that could change everything. What would your life look like if you fully embraced your identity as a chosen one, without hesitation, without apology? What if you finally stopped doubting your worth, stopped second-guessing every decision, and started walking boldly in the truth of who God says you are? Do you realize that if you stepped fully into this divine identity, the entire world around you would transform? Doors would fling open that no man could ever shut. Miracles would become your new normal. People would be drawn to your light like never before, hungry to understand the source of your unshakable peace and joy. Look at figures like Nelson Mandela, who walked out of prison with a spirit of forgiveness that transformed a nation, or Harriet Tubman, who refused to be bound by fear and led hundreds to freedom, or Maya Angelou, who turned her trauma into poetry that healed millions. Even Stephen Curry, who openly credits his basketball success to faith in God, demonstrating humility and grace in the spotlight. These individuals embraced their divine assignments, and the world is forever changed because of it. Chosen one, you are not here by accident. You are not watching this or reading these words by chance. This moment has been divinely orchestrated to remind you of your true identity and your unstoppable potential. You have already overcome the hardest test, and now, You stand on the threshold of the greatest blessings of your life. Your story is about to become a living, breathing testament to God's boundless power, His relentless love, and His unwavering faithfulness. Are you ready to fully step into this new era? To rise as the radiant, powerful, unstoppable force God created you to be? The world is waiting, heaven is cheering, your destiny is calling. Get ready, because the world is about to witness firsthand what happens when a true chosen one steps into their divine power. And it all begins now. Chosen one, let's keep this divine fire blazing in your spirit as we venture even deeper into this sacred revelation. Can you truly feel the weight and wonder of what's happening? You have passed the hardest, most soul-testing challenge God could ever give, and now you stand on the threshold of a destiny so grand, so radiant, that its echoes will ring through eternity. Do you understand that this isn't just a moment of celebration? This is a divine movement, a cosmic shift that is rewriting every chapter of your life. You haven't just shown that you are strong enough, you have proven that you are chosen, uniquely radiant, and divinely unstoppable. Even now, God looks upon you and whispers with holy pride, "This is my servant, my warrior, my masterpiece, ready to carry my light into a weary world." Let's break this down even more deeply. Your test was not some random hardship, it was a crucible, a sacred forge designed to transform you into something beyond human comprehension. Every sleepless night, every tear that carved rivers down your face, every moment when you thought you couldn't possibly go on, those were the divine chisels, shaping and refining you. Can you see it now? Each struggle was not meant to destroy you, but to polish you until you became a vessel worthy of His glory. You're not just moving through life anymore, you're blazing a divine trail. The world is about to witness what it looks like when a chosen one, refined by holy fire, steps fully into their calling. You were never meant to walk paths worn by others. You were born to carve new roads, to manifest visions so unique that no one else could even dream them. God has entrusted you with a sacred assignment, a purpose crafted specifically for your spirit, and now it's time to embrace it with unstoppable boldness. Imagine, chosen one, waking up every single morning with a soul on fire, with an unshakable knowing that every step you take is orchestrated by heaven itself. Can you feel the confidence that arises when you understand that no obstacle can stand against you because God is your shield and your guide? This is the life you are stepping into, a life where fear dissolves, where doubt becomes a distant whisper, and where every promise God made to you starts unfolding before your very eyes. You're not chasing after success anymore. Instead, success is running after you because you have aligned yourself perfectly with God's will. The test you passed has awakened spiritual gifts in you that are now starting to bloom like never before. Have you noticed a deeper intuition guiding your decisions? A sharp discernment that helps you see through lies and illusions? A profound compassion that pulls people to you like a lighthouse in the storm? These are not mere human traits. These are divine tools, heavenly weapons placed in your hands to transform this world. You're no longer just a person trying to survive. You're a divine force, a living conduit of God's power and love. The enemy trembles now because he knows you have discovered what you're truly capable of. Now let's talk about the divine favor resting on you. Because you have passed this sacred test, God is adorning you with a mantle of favor so powerful it will leave you in awe. This favor isn't something you have to strive or beg for. It has already been given to you as a gift. It's the kind of favor that swings open doors you never knocked on, that births opportunities you never imagined, that causes people to support and bless you without even understanding why. Psalm 5:12 declares, "Surely, Lord, you bless the righteous. You surround them with your favor as with a shield." That's you, chosen one, fully surrounded, protected, and propelled forward by divine favor. This favor will start manifesting in ways you couldn't have orchestrated even in your wildest dreams. You might find yourself invited into spaces you once thought were beyond your reach, sitting at tables with people who see your divine spark and want to invest in your vision. You may receive unexpected calls, chance meetings, sudden opportunities that shift your entire trajectory in an instant. These are not random happenings. They are divine appointments, intricately arranged by the Creator of the universe to elevate you into your purpose. Can you sense it? All He asks is that you keep walking in faith, keep trusting in His perfect plan, and watch as He moves mountains on your behalf. Remember, The same God who brought you through the fiercest tests is the God equipping you to fulfill your destiny. He's not sending you into this new season alone. No, He is walking every single step with you. Deuteronomy 31:6 assures us, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you." You are stepping into this new era not in your own fragile strength, but clothed in God's indestructible power that makes you unstoppable. Let me tell you something deeply important, chosen one. The world desperately needs your vision, your light, your story. There are souls right now crying out in the dark, waiting for the hope and freedom that only your obedience to God's call can bring. Your gifts are not just for you, they are divine lifelines for those who are lost and searching. Every testimony you share, every act of love, every step of faith you take, they become beacons that lead others home. Look at Esther in the Bible, a young woman placed in a palace for such a time as this. Esther 4:14, her obedience saved a nation. Or consider Elon Musk, who pushed beyond every failure to pioneer technologies that change the way we live. Think of Rosa Parks, whose quiet strength sparked a movement, and Dietrich Bonhoeffer, who stood boldly against evil even when it cost him his life. Each of these individuals embraced their calling despite fear and resistance. And just like them, you have a sacred role that only you can fulfill. Every single step you take toward your divine vision, chosen one, is doing so much more than you realize. You are breaking spiritual chains, shifting entire atmospheres, and clearing paths for countless souls who will walk after you. Have you ever stopped to consider how many unseen lives are silently being liberated every time you choose obedience over comfort? Every step forward isn't just a personal victory, it's a generational breakthrough. But let's be real, stepping into this grand vision requires profound courage. The enemy knows your potential, and that's exactly why he will try to lure you with counterfeit blessings, distractions wrapped in comfort and safety that seem appealing, but are designed to keep you small and hidden. Have you noticed those tempting opportunities that seem easy but don't resonate deeply with your spirit? Those are traps meant to contain your greatness. You weren't created for mediocrity, you were handcrafted for magnificence. The fiery test you passed wasn't just suffering, it was your training ground, sharpening your discernment so you could hear God's voice above every deceptive noise. When He speaks now, listen with your whole spirit. When He leads, follow without hesitation. When He calls your name, answer boldly and immediately. This courageous obedience isn't just for you, it becomes a living invitation for others to rise into their own divine assignments. Have you ever wondered how your boldness might be the exact catalyst someone else needs to step into their destiny? Your courage plants seeds of faith all around you. Let's discuss the relationships God is preparing to weave into your life now that you have passed this monumental test. Because you chose faith over fear and surrendered fully to His refining process, God is now surrounding you with people who see your true worth, who understand and honor your purpose, and who are equipped to walk beside you into this extraordinary new season. These are not mere acquaintances or temporary companions, they are divine alliances. You might find mentors who pour wisdom into your spirit, partners who fiercely believe in your vision even when you doubt it, and friends who hold up your arms when you grow weary. Have you imagined what it will feel like to finally be surrounded by souls who don't just tolerate your light but fuel it? These relationships are strategic and sacred. They are God's way of ensuring that you have the support structure necessary to fulfill your heavenly assignment. Proverbs 27:17 reminds us, "As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another." You are being placed in a circle where mutual sharpening and divine elevation are the standard. But with this new circle comes a necessary pruning. God is also removing relationships that no longer serve His higher purpose for you. Yes, it might sting at first, especially if these people were close to you for a long time. But can you see that not everyone is equipped to journey to the heights where God is taking you? Some were only meant to be part of your training, your test, not your testimony. Release them with grace and gratitude. Trust that God is not taking anything away from you. He is making room for souls who will celebrate your growth instead of secretly resenting it. Think of it like a gardener carefully pruning a beloved tree. It might seem harsh, but it's an act of love. It makes space for new, healthy branches to flourish and bear fruit. This spiritual pruning is preparing your circle to become a true reflection of your divine destiny. Can you imagine the power of a community fully aligned with your purpose? A circle where your visions are understood, your faith is matched, and your breakthroughs are celebrated without envy or resistance. Look at Jesus and his disciples. Even within his close circle, not everyone could follow him to the cross. Or consider Oprah Winfrey, who had to let go of certain people and partnerships to step fully into her global calling. Remember Ruth in the Bible. She had to leave behind her old life and relationships to step into her divine destiny with Naomi, and through that obedience, she became part of the lineage of Christ. Even think about Steve Harvey, who talks openly about needing to separate from people who didn't support his vision before his career took off. These stories show us that spiritual elevation often requires relational transformation. You're not abandoning people, you're ascending, and only those who are willing to rise with you can stay. Chosen one, your new circle will be more than supportive, it will be prophetic. Each connection will serve as a divine mirror, reflecting back the greatness God has planted within you. Every conversation, every collaboration, every moment shared will be drenched in purpose and overflowing with life-giving energy. So as you step forward, remember, God is not only shifting your external circumstances, but also your internal alignments. The relationships he is sending are answers to prayers you haven't even dared to pray yet. Embrace this season of alignment with gratitude and expectancy. You're stepping into a space where your spirit can finally breathe, your gifts can fully bloom, and your legacy can be built without limitation. Get ready, chosen one. The circle around you is about to become a living testament to the divine story God is writing through your life. Now let's talk about the extraordinary energy you're carrying into this new season, chosen one. Can you feel it humming beneath your skin, pulsing through your spirit like divine electricity? Because you passed this profound test, you are now radiating a frequency that literally attracts miracles to you. This isn't just some motivational hype, it's a deep spiritual reality. Your unwavering faith, your unbreakable resilience, your total alignment with God's will have created a magnetic field around you that draws blessings, favor, and opportunities without you having to chase after them. Have you noticed it yet? You're no longer desperately running after open doors. The doors are swinging wide open and inviting you in. You're no longer pleading for breakthroughs. They're breaking through barriers on their own to reach you. This is the supernatural power of a chosen one who has walked through the fire, been refined in the furnace of affliction, and emerged gleaming like pure gold. Your energy has become contagious, a spiritual force field that people can't help but feel when they're near you. Watch how people begin to respond to you differently. They'll feel the calm authority in your voice, the unshakable peace in your presence, the unstoppable faith that radiates from your very being. Your resilience will inspire others to believe again, to hope again, to rise again. You're not just living your own truth, you're activating dormant truths in others. Every interaction, every word spoken, every moment you show up fully as your authentic self is a spark that ignites divine potential in the hearts of those around you. Isn't it amazing to think that simply by being who God created you to be, you're transforming atmospheres? Let me remind you of a sacred truth. You are a co-creator with God. Have you realized the magnitude of that? God has granted you the power to help shape your reality, to speak life into your visions, to call forth what does not yet exist as if it already does. Romans 4:17 tells us, God calls into being things that were not. And because you are his chosen one, you carry that same creative authority. So begin to speak boldly over your life. Declare healing over your body, abundance over your finances, favor over your endeavors, and divine connections over your relationships. Every word you release in faith is a seed planted in the spiritual realm, destined to produce a harvest that will overflow beyond anything you can imagine. But with this immense power comes a divine responsibility, the responsibility to stay firmly grounded in God's truth. The world will attempt to pull you into its chaos, to seduce you with distractions and illusions that seem enticing but lead you astray. Do you feel that pull sometimes? That's why it's critical to remain anchored, rooted deeply in prayer, in worship, and in the Word of God. These are your spiritual lifelines, your immovable anchors keeping you steady as God elevates you to unprecedented heights. You're not just a chosen one, you are a guardian of God's light, entrusted with His glory, and He is counting on you to carry it with humility and honor. Let's shift our focus to the legacy you're building. Have you grasped that your victory in this test was never just about you? Your breakthrough is a key that unlocks generational blessings. The overflow God is pouring into your life right now will not stop with you. It will cascade into your family, your community, and ultimately ripple out into the world. Can you see the long shadow of your obedience stretching into the future? Your children and your children's children will walk in the favor you fought for. They will inherit the fruit of your relentless faith, your sacrifices, your courageous steps of obedience. Think of Sarah Jakes Roberts, who transformed her personal struggles into a global ministry that empowers women everywhere. Or consider Martin Luther King Jr., whose unwavering faith and courage planted seeds of justice and freedom that continue to grow decades later. Think of Denzel Washington, who openly credits God for his success and uses his platform to inspire faith and excellence. Or Harriet Tubman, who risked everything not just for her freedom, but for the freedom of generations to come. These legacies weren't built overnight. They were forged in seasons of deep testing and fiery refinement, just like yours. Your projects, your ministries, your creative expressions, the lives you touch, and the truths you boldly proclaim, all of these are forming a divine tapestry that will echo throughout eternity. You're not merely making history, you're shaping eternity itself. You are becoming a living legacy, a breathing monument to God's faithfulness and power. Chosen one, are you ready to fully step into this new reality? To walk in the authority and creative power God has given you without shrinking back? The world is waiting for you to rise, for your energy to heal, for your words to awaken, for your presence to transform. You are not just a chapter in a story, you are a whole divine volume being written in real time, a testament to what is possible when someone dares to believe God completely. Now let's talk about the deep overflowing joy that is coming into your life, chosen one. Can you feel it bubbling just beneath the surface, ready to burst forth? Because you passed this monumental test, God is restoring to you the pure, unshakable joy of your salvation. You're going to laugh with a freedom you thought you'd lost forever. You're going to dream bigger than you ever dared before. You're going to hope again with a boldness that defies every past disappointment. The heavy cloak of your test is being lifted, and in its place God is wrapping you in a garment so light it feels like wings. Psalm 30:11 beautifully captures this moment. You turned my wailing into dancing. You removed my sackcloth and clothed me with joy. Imagine that. God is not just lifting your sorrow, He is transforming it into dancing. He is not just taking away your pain, He is replacing it with a joy so radiant that nothing in this world can shake it. This isn't just a fleeting happiness reserved for big mountaintop moments. This is a daily joy, a quiet, steady undercurrent that flows through every moment of your life. You'll find it in the soft glow of the sunrise, whispering God's faithfulness to your soul. You'll feel it in the unexpected kindness of a stranger who senses your light even before you speak. You'll soak in it during those silent, sacred moments when God's presence feels so close that it takes your breath away. This joy becomes your strength, your daily fuel, your living proof that no matter what storms come, you are never alone. Let's shift to the clarity God is pouring into your life right now. Because you endured the test and stood firm, God is now sharpening your spiritual vision. You're starting to see His divine blueprint for your life with new, crystal-clear focus. The puzzles that once tormented your mind are coming together. The questions that haunted your nights are finding their answers. Can you feel the freedom that comes with finally understanding the why behind your pain, the why behind the seemingly endless trials? This clarity is not just a revelation, it's a divine gift. It is God handing you a heavenly lens to see beyond your circumstances, to interpret your journey through His eternal perspective. You're no longer guessing or doubting. You're seeing with eyes enlightened by truth, guided by His Spirit. Proverbs 3:5-6 reminds us, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your path straight." You are living in the fulfillment of this promise right now. With this new clarity comes a renewed, powerful sense of direction. Have you noticed how different it feels to move with divine purpose? You're not stumbling through life anymore, hoping you might land somewhere meaningful. You are now moving intentionally, each step orchestrated by heaven itself. You're no longer drifting forward, you're ascending, climbing to new realms of influence, deeper levels of intimacy with God, and higher planes of spiritual authority. Consider how Joseph must have felt after all his suffering, from the pit to the prison, and finally to the palace. Imagine the clarity that must have washed over him when he realized every betrayal, every false accusation, every lonely night had a divine purpose leading him to save nations. Or think about Oprah Winfrey, who overcame extreme hardship and abuse to find her voice, impacting millions worldwide. Remember how Tyler Perry spent nights in his car, rejected repeatedly, only to see his vision birth an entertainment empire that now inspires countless people. These are not just stories, they are mirrors reflecting what God is doing in you. Chosen one, this is your reward for faithfulness. You're not just moving forward anymore, you're moving upward, rising like an eagle on divine thermals. You're entering a space of clarity where each decision aligns with destiny, each move strengthens your purpose, and each moment draws you closer to God's heart. You're no longer guessing your way through life. You are walking as one who sees the unseen, who understands the deeper rhythms of God's plan. Isaiah 40:31 promises, "But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles." This is your promise. This is your moment. You have waited, you have endured, and now you are rising. Get ready, chosen one. The joy that is flooding your soul will overflow into every area of your life. The clarity you now carry will become a compass, guiding you through uncharted territories with supernatural precision. You are stepping into a season of unstoppable forward momentum, where every step is an ascent, every breath a prayer, and every day a testimony to God's faithfulness. You are not just moving, you are soaring, and the world is about to watch in awe as you dance in the joy of your salvation, guided by divine clarity and clothed in unstoppable purpose. Now let's talk about the authority you are stepping into. Chosen one, do you realize the magnitude of what God is entrusting you with right now? Because you passed this test, this deep, soul-shaping, spirit-forging test, God is placing in your hands a level of spiritual authority that demands attention and reverence. This isn't just a symbolic promotion, it's a divine commissioning. When you speak now, atmospheres shift. When you pray, strongholds break and mountains tremble. When you move, heaven responds in alignment with your steps. This authority isn't about exerting control over others or dominating spaces. No, it's about stewardship, about carrying God's power with humility and using it to advance His kingdom and uplift His people. You're not here to simply blend in or go with the flow. You're not just another face in the crowd. You are a game changer, a spiritual architect called to design new blueprints for what is possible on earth. Have you ever paused to imagine what could happen if you fully embraced this divine authority? How many lives could be transformed simply because you dared to show up in the fullness of who you are? This authority God has given you will open doors in both the spiritual and physical realms. You'll find yourself stepping into leadership roles where you once sat quietly in the back. You'll discover your voice rising in places where you once only listened. You'll become a creator of movements, innovations, and solutions where you once only consumed. This shift is not a coincidence, it is divine orchestration. God is positioning you to be a trailblazer, someone who doesn't just walk the paths laid by others, but carves out entirely new roads for others to follow. Think about Moses, who went from a stuttering fugitive to the bold leader who confronted Pharaoh and led an entire nation out of bondage. Or consider David, a forgotten shepherd boy who stepped forward with a sling and a stone to defeat Goliath, forever altering the destiny of Israel. Remember Malala Yousafzai, who transformed her pain and persecution into a global movement for girls' education. And think about Elon Musk, who dared to dream beyond the possible and revolutionized industries against all odds. Each of these individuals stepped into an authority that changed not only their lives, but the entire course of history for those around them. Chosen one, can you feel God's eyes on you right now, watching with pride and anticipation? Can you sense the heavenly applause as you accept this new mantle? Isaiah 61 says, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you." This is your moment to arise. The authority you're stepping into is not for your ego, it's for God's glory and the liberation of countless souls who are waiting for your obedience. Your words will carry weight that cuts through lies and confusion. Your prayers will become spiritual weapons that dismantle the enemy's plans and build heavenly fortresses on earth. Your actions will set off chain reactions of healing, deliverance and transformation wherever you go. Are you ready to embrace this? Are you prepared to live as one whose very presence commands alignment with God's truth and love? This is the hour when God is raising you as a standard bearer. You're not called to merely observe the times. You are called to define them. You're here to declare what's possible through faith, to embody divine courage, and to ignite revival through your authenticity and power. The authority resting on you is a sacred trust, a living testament that God chooses and empowers ordinary people to do extraordinary things. Step forward boldly, chosen one. The realm of influence you're about to enter will astonish you. You are God's chosen vessel, filled to overflow with His authority and love. The earth is waiting, heaven is cheering, and all creation stands ready to witness what a chosen one, fully awakened in authority, can truly do. Beloved, people will look to you not because you chase attention, but because your life will become a living testament to the undeniable power and goodness of God. Let me remind you, chosen one, you are not here to play small. You were never meant to hide in the shadows or shrink to make others comfortable. The test you passed was not just a random hardship. It was divine preparation for a stage that God Himself has set just for you. This stage may look different for each of you. It might be a global platform where your voice echoes to nations, or it could be a local community where your quiet acts of love ripple through countless hearts. It might be in your family, where your faith becomes the foundation for generations, or in private spaces where your gentle spirit changes lives one by one. No matter what form it takes, your stage is significant, and it is uniquely yours. Step onto it with boldness and unwavering confidence, knowing that every detail has been orchestrated by God and that you are fully equipped for this exact moment in time. Before we close, I want to pause and thank you deeply for being here, for walking this journey of revelation and encouragement with me. Your presence means more than you know. If you feel led to support this mission and help us continue sharing these divine messages, you can do so through the Super Thanks feature. But please understand this clearly. Whether you decide to donate or not, I am profoundly grateful for you. Your engagement, your prayers, your light. These are treasures that no amount of money can buy. Thank you for being part of this chosen family, for showing up, and for daring to believe in the calling God has placed on your life. I speak blessings over you right now. May God's favor surround you like a shield. May His peace flood every corner of your heart and mind. May His joy become your strength, His wisdom guide your every step, and His love overflow through you into the world. I declare that doors of divine opportunity will open before you, that provision will chase you down, and that your legacy will glorify God for generations to come. Step forward, chosen one. Your stage is ready, heaven is cheering, and the world is waiting to see what God will do through you. Go forth in power, in love, and in unstoppable faith. You were born for this. God bless you abundantly.